Hello everyone, Jason here with the online learning course for this week. First of all, do I think it's appropriate for students to complete an online learning course? Yeah, I think it's fine for them to do so. I think it doesn't matter what field you go into. Eventually, you're probably going to have to do some sort of online learning. Before I quit my job to go back to school full time this semester, I did a lot of electronics, and we were constantly studying, and a lot of times we would use the internet or online courses to learn how to program the newer PLCs or how to work with newer electronics as they came out and upgrades came out. So I don't feel like it matters what field you're in. If you're truly going to try to excel or get better in that field, there's always going to be new stuff coming out, new technology, and you're probably going to have to do some form of an online course, whether that be for school or just advancing yourself in your individual field if you want to stay atop or ahead of the game. What parameters should be in place? Well, for high school students, I think it should be the synchronous, where they can have some live communications. I think they can get a lot better feedback and more instant feedback, especially for me wanting to be math. I feel like taking an all online math class is going to be rough for a lot of kids if it was something like that. Now, history, maybe you can read the book and you don't need as much feedback from the teacher. I don't know, but I feel like math, a lot of times, there's just a lot of questions and a lot of little tricks that could be solved much easier if the student had live feedback from a teacher. Supplemental, blended, full online, I guess there's pluses and minuses to each. I think I would probably prefer the supplemental, where it's a traditional class with some online resource, or maybe a blended where you meet one day and do everything else online the other day for the week. But full online for high school students, not a big fan of. I guess at the college level, sometimes it's just more convenient and people are working and whatever else. But I feel like most high school students and pre-K students, obviously, for the most part, don't have other jobs or full-time jobs. So should every state require students to complete the online course before graduation? No, I don't think it should be required, but I do think that they should influence it or say, hey, we highly recommend that you have your students try this, and give every student the option to try it, but I don't think it should be mandatory to pass a class before you graduate. To me, it doesn't really matter if I learn mathematics in a traditional classroom or on a computer. I just feel like I want my students to know the math. As long as they know the skill, I don't care how they acquired that knowledge. What did I learn from the K-12 video and the Lawrence brochure? It's nice, I guess, that we do have a homeschool with Lawrence that is accredited in Kansas, where for homeschool students, they can go somewhere to get help. That's a nice little bonus. I've seen some homeschool students in Kansas that were way behind because parents didn't know how or what to teach their students, and sometimes they didn't motivate their students enough, which I think having an outside teacher that could come into your home effectively through the computer would be nice for motivation and teaching skills. Or if the mom's teaching at home and is tripped up on something, she can get outside help, or the student can get outside help. So that's nice. K through 12 sounds like an okay program. Obviously, it was an advertisement for them, so very cheery about what all it could do. And I think they have some advantages, but also there was a school about 10 miles from where I live, a small school that just went with I think it's supplemental learning, which is an all online program, and I have heard nothing but bad things from the parents. The parents overall, I feel like, absolutely hate the program for high school students. There's very little interaction. I've heard of students coming home with headaches and having sore wrists and things because they're on the computer all day. So high school at most, I think we should do blended. But my experience with the LMS, I tried the Blackboard first. I did not really like it. I was struggling to get logged in and struggling to get some stuff set up. I started a page and then for some reason it lost the page. And I ended up doing a Google Classroom, which I found that to be much easier and thought it was pretty simple. Set up a couple little math problems, a math quiz, put a couple little fun math notes on the top of the page. Mostly I liked how easy it was with the Google Classroom, and I think it's going to be nice for the fact that it can simply send out an email. I don't know about other schools. I know the school that I coach at and do a lot of substituting at here, every student has a school email with through a Google account, so it'll be super easy to just set up my classroom, shoot those students an email, and give them access and be on their way.